It was just like God was giving us one blessing after the other today. And right now I'm just on such a spiritual high, it could last me for the next 10 years.
Lindsay is a fine young lady. She is a very talented teacher, a very talented actress, and she's got a lot of great convictions, especially from a young person, to see that many convictions at this age in her life.
Wednesday morning when I got up, I was confident, I was ready for the day, I was really excited. I wanted to do as much as I could. I wanted to do the rope trick, help lead the scene, be really excited, get them pumped, and be really active and involved in the meetings.
We're heading to the Bronx, to the Burger King we met at yesterday. We're getting ready to hold our children's meetings for the afternoon. Today's kind of like the girls' day. We're doing all the teaching. I'm excited because I love working with kids and they're a whole lot easier than adults sometimes.
We went to this huge park in the Bronx. There's a lot of kids. We got to our first meeting and there were kids everywhere. They did song time, the game, and then Art got up to do his story.
I got to counsel with one girl. It didn't go as well as I was hoping for. I wasn't really positive at first if she understood, and I tried to ask her some questions to prompt her, but I really wasn't sure. So I called Pastor Joel over and he talked to her and he just confirmed it. But there were 3 definites that the people that counseled with them were pretty positive that they accepted Christ, so that's a blessing.
At the end of the meeting, Art brought all the leaders and the kids together to set out the game plan for the rest of the day. He told the leaders that it was then 3:45 and we had to be back at the Burger King at 5:30. So I put 2 and 2 together and basically figured out that I was only going to get to teach once.
Right now we're getting ready to go to our second meeting, our children's meeting, and from the looks of it, it's going to be our last one of the day because we don't really have time. We have to get back for church. I'm excited about this meeting, but to be honest, I'm a little disappointed because out of all the time in the day, it just seems like we've only done 2 meetings and we've spent the rest of the time on the subway, and it's a little disappointing that we didn't get to do more than that. I just feel like it's kind of a waste of a day.
On the subway on the way there, I prayed for 3 things. I prayed first that we would have a lot of kids, that we would have a good-sized meeting.
Families.
Are you kidding? We have 4.
Oh well. No, you ask everybody.
Secondly, I prayed that we would be really exciting, that we would have good energy in the meeting.
Right out, right up, right down, right.
And third, I prayed that I would do well on my story. But at that point, I pretty much felt like we had already pretty much bombed the meeting, so there was nothing I could do about it.
Today I'm going to be talking about a person, or a shepherd, that takes care of animals.
I remember watching the kids, watching each one of their faces, and I noticed that the 2 boys, especially this one in the corner, was really focused. It was like he was just soaking up every word that I said. And then I got to the invitation. Now I want everyone to bow your heads. If there's anyone here who's maybe never heard this before, or maybe you have heard it before, you've never accepted Jesus to be your Savior, to save you from your sins, and you'd like to do so today? When he raised his hand, I remember, it was kind of like, okay, God, I understand. And then when I asked, who prayed the prayer, and 2 boys raised their hand, it was like, okay, I'm sorry, God, I'm sorry, I understand. But it still didn't really hit me at that point. I think it was afterwards when Jakey came up and said there was not a doubt in his mind. The 2 of them got saved.
I kind of have a mix of emotions right now. I don't know, it's kind of like I feel I didn't get to do much today. I felt like I was sitting on a subway the entire time. And then I got out here, and this was our group's first and only meeting. 5 kids. We only had 5 kids come out. Why are we here? But it was very evident why we're here. There were 2 kids that Jakey got to counsel with, and he said that he's positive that they understood and that they truly did get saved, which is awesome, and it's worth it for one. I guess I was just expecting more, but it's not always like that, and I guess I just need to remember that. It's not always big, huge group. It's not always like a big evangelistic movement. You use what you've got, and God can work through anything. Even if you blow it, He can work through it. And we saw that today. We had 2 kids. They got saved, so that was good.
I think that Lindsay learned how to overcome disappointment. One thing that you find out in ministry is that everybody goes through disappointments. It's just a part of what ministry is about. And sometimes it's because we have high expectations. But if we learn just to trust God and accept whatever He gives us, we can see He can use us in spite of our disappointments.